building, a crescendo as it enters its final movement, stirring those long aslumber to waking, and back to their origin.
What the fuck?
Bloody crystal's cracked. So where the hell are they? Oh, fuck me.
Is that ether?
What in good Grieger's name is going on?
This is wrong.
Are we back?
Clive! Joshua!
Jill! Is everyone all right?
We're fine. What happened?
Too much to explain here. Mate! We're leaving! Now! Everyone, fall back to the ship! I will be with you anon. Thank you.
I need to tell everyone what happened at Drake's Spine. And I'm going to need Otto's help.
There's something about it.
Still alive, I see. Something tells me that I saw on the horizon is your doing. How'd you manage that?
It's a long story. One that I'd rather only tell once.
Right. All hands on deck then.
Is this everyone? As I'm sure you've all guessed, the crystal which now commands the eastern skies was summoned by Ultima. He called it Origin. Though the significance of that name is as yet unclear.
What does it matter what it's called? Its emergence tore Twinside asunder and wiped my homeland from the map.
Mention of the Dominion spires can be found in the oldest of Varisthian records. But to the best of my knowledge, none provide any hint as to their true nature. That they would prove the horns of some slumbering demon. Well,
The Dominion's demise was at least quick. Elsewhere, the Republican army cannot hope to contain the chaos engulfing Randalar. Canva is in flames, and the Empire.
Our allies are crying out for answers. I've sent the curse breakers to give them what assurances we can, but right now that amounts to fuck all.
They wouldn't be able to stop what the skies have started in any case. People here and across the realm grow sicker with every passing day.
Could it be that this new Mother Crystal is like the others? That it draws upon the land's ether? It certainly looked that way from stone here.
If that were true, it would explain the hastening spread of the Blight since the crystal's appearance. Would it not?
And as the land's ether slowly rises to the surface, it pools, corrupting all who cannot channel its energies. Archay above, ether floods below, and in the middle, here we languish, hopelessly entrapped.
It's all right. When we faced him at Stone here, Ultima told us his true power quickens in the halls of Origin. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to continue. If we are to stop him, we will have to find a way into the crystal.
How are we gonna manage that then? It's up in the sky. And fast as she is, the Enterprise can't fly.
It's a lot to take in, and I reckon we'd all benefit from some time to clear our heads. The answer will come to us. Don't you worry. Ain't that right, Clive?
Right. That's right.
Well, go on then. Bugger off. Same goes for you, Clive. You won't solve anything like this. Trust me. Go and get some fresh air, eh?
Thank you. Joshua seemed upset.
I was wondering when next you'd visit. If I may observe, history can wait. I have a few new notes that might interest you. Now this, I believe you will find most interesting. You wish to study the tomes?
So, what'll it be? Anything else?
First the skies, then the crystal.
Ultima may have created us, but he doesn't make us who we are. Only we can do that. And if he would have us fight for our survival, so be it. It's what we've been doing all along.
Much like Ultima himself, it would seem. His new world being naught but a means to survive. And so, we must contend to decide which of us shall inherit the land. Should Ultima prevail, it will mean death for us all. Of that, we can be certain. But even should he fail, what world awaits us? A withered, godless place, where our newfound freedom will most like prove a chain in itself.
Well, that may be. But a chain can always be broken. As long as one has the will to break it, it won't be easy. It may take generations, centuries of suffering. And that is if everyone plays their part. But it will happen. And when it does, it will be on our terms. That is the world that awaits us.
Indeed. And what better world could one wish for?
But first, we have to reach that crystal.
Then it's a good thing I have wings.
You can barely stand, let alone fly. And only the Founder knows what horrors await in those skies. You certain about this?
Am I certain? I am the Phoenix. I will do what I must. This is our fight. Remember?
All right. I yield. But only what you must, yes? I'm still your sworn shield.
That you are.
And what of my wings? Lest you forget, you go to stand against a god. I would not have you succumb to fatigue before the fight begins. Ifrit, your brother mentioned that some few of the dominants who had lost their power to you were still able to prime. Is that true?
It is. But their icons no longer submitted to their will.
Then mine will have to be stronger. That you both might save your strength for the battle to come.
You don't have to do this.
If you do, there's a chance you might lose all you have left.
And what have I but regret? My life ended in the Dominion. I fear death no more. Besides, I would have words with Ultima. He has much to answer for.
We are in your debt, Dion.
We can speak of debts when this is over.
He speaks like a man who knows he's not coming back. And has come to terms with that.
That doesn't mean that we have to, does it, Clive?
Time to talk to Jill. I only hope she understands.
Come to wish on a star.
That might not be such a bad idea. This is it, Jill. You know what I have to do. Why I have to do it. There's no turning back now. This is where our journey was leading us. Where it will end, for better or worse.
I could pray to Metia for you. But you'll be all right, won't you, Clive? You always are.
I did promise we'd watch the moon together.
I'll be waiting.
It's almost time.
That,
Better make sure I haven't forgotten anything.
that's it? That's that? Well, we're gonna do all these side quests before we even, like, bother going anywhere elsewhere, etc., etc. So... Jeez.
Clive, my poor Rutherford informs me that we owe you our thanks. Hadn't intended for you to get involved, but
I would have done the same for...
you're far too modest, Clive. You'd make a terrible nobleman. But tell me, is the realm truly in as dire a state as Rutherford?
From what little I saw,
I suppose I should have... But I was rather hoping the great and good of the realm might have things a little more under control. Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short supply these days, and without it, the people we must move quick.
but where do we start?
True, the challenges that face us are many, but in my estimation, there are two key areas to be the realm's armies. As you've seen firsthand, it's every man and woman for the certain cities have, and yet, the only remedy for the chaos that faces us is unity. A unity that transcends even the borders laid down by our ancestors. In short, if Storm does not stand together...
But how would one even begin to unite the realm?
The armies, my boy. As I told you already, we begin by restoring order among the ranks of those... Sadly, I doubt I could convince even the lowliest gaggle of privates to dig a latrine together. But I do know someone the High Commanders...
I thought he was retired.
He was, until an Akashic army tore through Randalar and killed most of the rank and file. There is no man alive, and as luck would have it, I've already spoken with him.
Of course you have.
And he's agreed to help. On one condition. That he first... Havel has always been a man of frustratingly rigid principle. I extolled your many virtues as best I could, of course. You don't mind, do you, mother?
Of course not. As long as chaos reigns, we will never build a better world. And if the Field Marshal wishes to speak with me in person...
That's the...
I'll leave for Randalar at once. Would you send a Stola?
Of course. Rutherford is already in the...
Excellent.
No.
Everyone's so long-winded in this game.
still alive, are you? Ta-ra, then.
Thank you, Karen.
You could do. If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it. You'll not find a better price than that. You're rubbing me blind, you know. You'll not find a better price than that.
First the skies, then the crystal.
Something tells me this is no...
That's right, I forgot I had to accept those. I thought they automatically picked them up.
What is it this time to...
Say what you will, Lady Karen has seen us.
Pining for something, boy. What is it? What do you see out there? I never did ask where you got that anklet of yours.
From Sid, that's why. On the day he brought him home.
That long ago?
And you're only thinking to ask this now? Sid saw that the pup had a habit of gnawing on his leg, since you ask. Clap that there iron on him to keep him from doing it.
What was wrong, boy?
I'll take like as not. Must have been hard on the poor whelp losing his loving masters at such a young age. Doubly hard in being a frost wolf, torn away from his icons and all. Sid would always tell him, you want my iron gone, you find what it is you're looking for. I reckon what he was looking for was you.
I'm sorry, Torgal. Sorry for making you wait so long. Let's get that thing off you.
Doesn't sound like he wants it off.
Indeed. You miss Sid as much as the rest of us, don't you? You want me to go with you somewhere?
Quick, aren't you? Glad you've been paying attention.
Not nearly as much as you have, Lady Karen.
Aye, good thing and all. It's not like Gav would have kept him in nuts and rubbed his belly these past 10 summers.
Your kindness is appreciated. You've been a good friend to him.
Only because he doesn't talk back like the rest of you. Go on now.
Where to then, Torgal?
Okay, like, listen, I felt that with the dog companion thing, you know. Dogs don't talk back like humans, they don't whine like humans, they don't complain. They're just happy-go-lucky, and I love that.
What happened to Miss Middledore?
Sid, you have to help us.
With what? You didn't take apart another of Mid's contraptions, did you?
No. Well, yes. But that's not what we want to talk to you about.
It's Miss Middledore. She's been acting strange. Very strange. She's barely ever around.
When she is, she acts like we aren't even there. Her head's in a crowd.
In the clouds.
That's what I said, in the clouds.
Well, she does have a lot on her mind. When did you last see her?
Not long ago. Right after she got back from saving you from Stoneir.
Then it's probably just about the Enterprise. It did take quite a battering on the way there and back.
You didn't break it, did you, Sid? You really should be more careful around Miss Mididol's inventions. Don't listen to her. Even if you did break the Enterprise, you could put it back together, couldn't you?
But who's gonna put Miss Mididol back together? She seems really sad.
Why don't I go and see if I can cheer her up?
You do that? For us? She's in her dungeon.
Don't scare him. It's not a
Thanks for the warning.
I will not let them be forgotten. Sid, may I have a moment?
Of course.
It is an honor to finally speak with. My name is Herman. I've been with the Cursebreakers for some... I wish to be deployed to Ash.
No. The lands across the Narrow, I will not send good men and women to risk their lives needlessly. Why would you want to go back?
I need to retrieve something. Something important. I was raised in an orphanage. Or rather, it was not a place of nurture. It existed solely to turn bearer to. We were tortured until we feared no pain. Tormented, and few ever survived.
I can't imagine.
I lost so many. But they must be remembered. They cannot fade away. The Institute was run with military precision. Every child.
You were a good friend, Herman. But the fact remains that Ash is simply too dangerous.
Sid, please. Even should it cost me my life.
Too dangerous for you, Herman. But not for me. I'll go to Bad Bak and find the registry.
You will?
I won't let you
I don't know.
You can start by telling me where I'll find this.
Vida Grace.
All right.
May the Mother's guide.
Oh, that was gross. I didn't mean to do that with the mic down. My bad. Good lord at all the side quests. Jeez. I mean, I'm not necessarily complaining. It does increase the playtime on this game, so that makes me happy, but quite a lot now, isn't it? Did they finally add the other one to the hunt board, or no? No, okay.
Vivian, and I'd be happy to help you find the book.
Thank you, Clive. But tracking it...
Please, it's only right that I...
You are too Alas, what I ask of you is rather more trying. I spoke with Harpocrates to see if he had any inkling as to... But perhaps...
If you say so.
Forgive me, Clive, but this book... It set me on the path to become...
Sid, I was wondering if...
It depends what we're...
A bearer, but recently freed from his bonds, is keen to join. As you know, the work we do is not easy, which is why we test...
I don't mind, but...
Because our ranks are filled with men and women capable of breaking chains and putting slaves... But scouting, we're few with the nose for that, which is why we... And since he accompanies you on so many of your missions, I thought you might be better placed to recognize the traits in him that we should look for.
Sounds reasonable.
So you're happy to oversee the boys' test?
One can never have too many scouts.
Truer words, Sid. I'll let the initiate know that you'll be attending his... and that he is to proceed directly to...
No time like the present,
No time like the present.
Northreach. I don't suppose they could have chosen somewhere closer.
Ah, Clive.
Joshua, what's wrong?
It's... I've received word from Cyril. The Undying have found Father's will. Or something.
His will?
In the crypt, beneath Rosalithka, after Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials, the Undying took the opportunity to recover what relics of the Duchy yet remained. And in the process of doing so, they found a letter.
I'm surprised anything's...
Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience. I have been...
Of course. I want to know what's in that letter as much as you...
Very well.
All right, Torgal. I'm going to need a little bit more than that, boy. Do you have a better hint for me? Unless... you've already given me one. Back on the rear deck, you were looking west, toward Rosaria. Why don't we try the rookery? I haven't been to the island in almost 20 years. To Port Isolde, then. Fingers crossed the old mooring is still there. Hippocrates. I've been charged with locating a book called From a Distance.
And you seek a rare gem indeed. One whose name I had not thought to hear from your lips. You've been talking to Vivian.
Right as always. But she didn't seem keen to tell me very much. I take it she didn't like what you had to say.
And yet I gather it did naught to dissuade. Clive, if the young professor has tasked you with it, I fear she asks the impossible. The executors would not allow...
The executors?
Coveters of Secrets, a clandestine organization committed to the collection and intended one such text, being the tome Vivian seeks, chronicling as it does the true history of the enslavement of bearers, a tale which could overturn the orb, so rumor has it.
How is it that I haven't heard of this organization?
Why, secrecy is the executor's watchword. They lurk in the shadows, emerging only to seize that which must be seized, be it...
Which would explain why Vivian's copy was snatched from her grasp not long after she...
By the hand of the executors.
But what drives them? Self-interest or ideology?
Fine question. Sadly, all that is known of the executors can be recounted in a single breath. You may just as soon ask me of their origins, numbers, or the identities of their leaders.
My hunt was doomed from the first. What was Vivian expecting?
Not from thin air, no. Rumors of the executors are rife, but rather less so across the... I have a friend, well, I had a friend in the village of Garnick, a collector of rare tomes, upon which subject we would oft correspond. Alas, I have heard naught from him since the skies fell dark. And no doubt he too, but though he did not mention it by name, it is possible that a surviving copy of From a Distance yet rests upon one of his many shelves, quietly. If you were, by some chance, able to save even a single book from the poor man's library, I know his soul.
Very well. When I next find myself in Waloed, I'll be sure to pay Garnick a visit.
Sid, do you have a...
By all means.
It's my old master. Seems there's no... And something else. Record...
How did she come by...
Finding bearers always was her... And it seems the cells are... And even better for her. Bearers with no one to look after them. when ether started lapping at the walls.
Leaving the bearers to be liberated by whoever happened to come along.
Sid, I'd like to believe that while I'm well aware that you've forbidden Cursebreakers from traveling to Waloed, I can't let those bearers die in their cells. I'd rather...
We'll be needing the Enterprise if we're going to navigate the...
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception. But we stay no longer than we have to. Ash is an inhospitable place at the best of times. We save as many as we can. And
thank you, Sid. There... Chadwick. Another of my thought of him held...
He must be very important.
He was.
Then we find him.
The entrance to the prison. We should head there as quick...
As do I do.
Alright, darn it. Let me guess, it's below.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Yeah.
Mid, if you have a...
That's it! I knew it! The answer was right here under me. If this doesn't steer to the skies, nothing will.
To the skies? You aren't trying to give the Enterprise...
What else would I be doing?
The children seem to think you're avoiding them. Is this really so...
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship in the realm, and that's with the sea beneath her. But what if she weren't bound to the waves? What if she weren't bound to anything at all? It's not fair. The gods get the skies all to themselves, so... The Fallen had their chance, but not me. I've discovered how to do it. Well, almost. First, I need to make a...
Is that a one-woman?
Are you volunteering? I'll have you know the Enterprise... But if the Godfather's offering to lend a hand, I'd be happy to take it. First, I'll need oil, and not just some old drippings from Miss Molly's spits in the Tub and Crown. Refined stuff, like they make it. Then I'll need some bone, or shell. Light, strong, preferably no longer attached to the beast it belongs to.
If it's beast bones you're after, I'm sure the Cursebreakers will know where you might...
No, they'll know where you might find some. You're the one who offered to help, remember?
I should speak with one of the Cursebreakers before I set off for Old Hill. If I can't find this bone while I'm there as well...
Well, I'm bound to make it through this somehow.
Alright, Sid. Come to buy us a...
Only if you earn it. Mid needs a piece of light but durable bone for her next project. You've encountered your share of beasts on your travels across the...
Most bones are the same. Whack 'em hard enough and they'll break. If it's durability you're looking for, shell will serve you better. You know what an adamantus is?
I do. And I know to give them a wide berth. Will any old adamantus do?
Well, with shells, the older the harder. There's a rumour of an ancient adamantus down in Carava, near all, but don't expect to make quick work.
I'll keep that in mind.
Oh god, is it gonna be like one of those again?
Clive! Anything catch your eye? Think you can help?
Think you can help? Shut up. Of course I can help. Oh my god. There's so much open up. Oh my god. I gotta first... Oh, oop. Was it Northreach that had the... Yeah. Or at least it's supposed to be one of the hunts. It might not be open up right now.
Nazaire might at least have mentioned where in Northreach he'd be testing this recruit.
I would speak with this Duke.
There are so many side quests to do right now, it's not even funny. So it looks like tomorrow will be side quest day.
Do you have a moment, Clive?
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. His Eminence has assumed full control of the garrison and put every aid. The town was left all but unguarded. So Philippe was, and though my dear boy, so I was wondering if...
Of course.
Thank you, Clive. Philippe told me he had men stay...
Where can I find the mystery?
Here, my lady. To whom do I have the pleasure?
My name is Sabine, and it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflamme, who I understand is causing you and your town no small amount of trouble. I wish to speak to you about what...
Very well. I trust you'll forgive me.
Absolutely.
Please.
As you know, my father is a most overbearing and supercilious man, and Indeed, I owe you for continuing to argue against his... Yet I fear he is not one to be swayed by reason. No, he must be made to face the consequences of his act.
And who?
I would. Myself and several other like-minded individuals. Were you to join us, we would surely have the strength to drive him from Northreach for good.
Does that not seem a trifle?
Drastic action is precisely what is called for. Unless you are content to see your people downtrodden and dispossessed. My father would have it that citizens exist only to serve the Empire. That they should be forced to make But he is wrong. He's all scornful of the opinions of any, but he cannot be allowed to ride roughshod over the common folk any. We must fight him by all possible means.
Fight him? No. My purpose is to quell the tension in Northreach. Respectfully, my lady. Our only chance of saving this town depends upon every one of us uniting against our common enemy. While I understand your frustrations, I cling...
False hope. But I see that your mind is made up. I shall bother you no longer. If you will extend me the same courtesy, I bid you good day.
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. But unfortunately for us, that spirit is only likely to harden the Duke's resolve, which may be enough to seal the fate of this town. This is all about her and her
families.
I'm sorry, where were we? Ah, yes. I was about to tell you of Philippe's plan, but perhaps it's better that you heard them from him.
Right away.
It's just a pity I cannot join you.
I will not be prioritizing these side quests. I didn't realize Joshua and Torgal were following me. That freaked me out for a second. Alright, let's go see if this hunt is down this way.
Welcome back.
I might have to up my
let's go.
Side quest level before it opens up, but excuse me, supposed to be down this way, so we shall see. Huh, I guess it's not active yet. Oh, I gotta finish the under new management side quest in order to unlock it, which is over there. Great. Okay.
He'd have our coin.
So you are content to abandon the people to their...
Alright, first things first, let's see this one through, since we're already here.
Well met, Sid. This is
yours.
Please.
Oh, cool. The sergeant says you'll be evaluated.
To become a scout, yes. You are aware of the danger.
I am. But I swore I'd face...
Who would that be?
Gav. It was him who found me and freed me. No magic, no support, just one man and his nose. It taught me what one man can do, and I've been training ever since, so that one day I can be someone's savior, just like Gav.
You clearly have good intention.
So...
You haven't even started yet. Not far from here is an Imperial lookout, Eastwatch. The guards there record all their sightings in a logbook. You are to find and bring it here.
And bring it here, right.
No. Sneaking into a heavily guarded Imperial outpost and stealing the logbook would be quite sufficient. You'll need to assess the situation, determine a point of entry, create a distraction and effect, all without being discovered and thrown into an Imperial oubli.
Ember, Gav isn't our best scout because he can do everything. It's essential that you know your...
Know my limits, right. I won't let you down.
It shouldn't be as dangerous as I made out. But keep a weather eye on him all the same, would you?
On my way. All right, Ember. Impress me.
So you are content to abandon... Please, if you are a true son of Northreach, you must fight to defend...
That's exactly what I am, or trying to at least. The land is crawling with
Even when our true enemy is hiding in the garret. Fine. You're not the only able-bodied man in... Thank you so much for your help.
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a word in edgeways. Like father, like daughter.
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale earlier, hoping to convince the Dame to join her in
I bet that went well. Her ladyship... Anyway, what brings you...
Our mutual friend thought you might welcome some help.
Oh, she's right, as always. We've had some reports, you see.
They're back.
Seems that way. We haven't been able to confirm anything yet, but if you're willing...
Right.
You know Grieger's Weep? One of the sightings places them somewhere on its shores.
I'm on my way.
Thank you, Clive. I'll look into what...
Ready, go? Damn it. The reports were true. I need to stop them before they get to the town. that a test, Ultima?
Clive! You alright?
I am. But it seems a report. I dispatched a few.
Well, there's something, but what were they doing south of town? They all we might be able to fend off an attack from one side or the other.
Do you have eyes in the north?
Some. You head back to Northreach. I want you there just in case war breaks out while I'm away.
What do you mean?
Her ladyship's been busy working her magic on the town, stirring up ill feeling towards her father. She'll have her marching on the barracks if we're not careful.
What? This is exactly what the Dame was I'll do what I can to calm things down. Be careful out there, all right?
Don't worry, I'm not like you. One sniff of those things and I'm running back to town screaming blue murder.
Do you not see, Father? The people of Northreach have given enough, and only a fool would ask for more.
Listen to me, Sabine. Where would our people be without their country, hmm? The Empire is their sword and their shield. It is she that ensures they can live without fear. And now she teeters on the brink. Without their sword, how will the people fight? Without their shield, how will they protect their kin? Can the unarmed stand against the advancing hordes? No. But there is yet hope. A new shield, a new sword. A new empire. We can rebuild Sandbreck, just as Great Grieger wills it.
Perhaps we could, Father. But we don't want to. Not if it is built on the broken backs of the people.
Please, let us not quarrel in the street. You must see that no good will come of this. Our fight is not with each other, but with the threat that draws ever closer to our gates. A threat that your sword has yet to rid us of, Your Eminence.
You will hold your tongue, whore! You may have filled my daughter's head with your heresy, but I will not be corrupted.
Corrupted? Your daughter's opinions are her own, as you would know if you had ever deigned to listen to her. At least I hope they are your opinions, and not posturing born of a family feud. Northreach deserves better than that.
Northreach deserves better than you, Carla. Yes, I know who you are. The slut of Twinside who bedded a branded.
Jealous, are you? That a woman might choose a bearer over a pious man of Grieger.
Clive! I met a swarm of thralls coming south from Oriflame. Hundreds of them. Too many to count.
Oh, fuck. No. Work on the fortifications has scarcely begun. We will retreat to Caernarvon and there make our stand. Did you hear me? That was an order!
While this is but a heartfelt plea, let us make our stand here and protect our homes. Protect those that we love. Together, for Northreach!
You heard the Dame. What are we waiting for? Pikemen to the gates. Archers to the roofs. Quickly, come on!
But she is but a common...
whore, yes. And we'd follow her to the gates of hell.
Damn. That's a little harsh. Didn't have to call her W-H-O-R-E like that.
The men have their orders, and they look like following them. I got them spaced out at regular intervals. Whichever direction the thralls strike from, there'll be someone there to meet them.
Thank you, Philippe. Rest assured, the people will play their part. The herbalist has donated her stock of medicines to me. Should any of your men be injured, take them to the Vale. We'll see.
Thank you, milady.
I'll play my part. You still want for numbers. I only hope I can go some way to evening the... Philippe, can I leave the south in your hands? I doubt the thralls by the lake.
Of course. I'll lead a party down that way so we don't get taken back. What about you?
I'll make my way up the road to Oriflamme. I fought a few of these things. And while I can't promise to hold them all back, I should be able to thin them.
All right.
Thank you.
You can thank us when it's over.
Till then, madame.